All right, we are live. What's going on?
What up? What up?
How we doing?
We're doing all
Good.
right.
I
Johnny,
I gotta rep the hottest team in the league right now. TMZ finally back. Um, Hopefully continue strong with Noah Brown at the flex. Gotta love.
what is your win streak looking like right now?
I think
At
we
three
won like
games. That's
three or
it.
four games. Like we're
No, you're at
ripping,
three. You're at three.
and everyone knows that Elrad's juice up. So
I think that
All
the
right.
trade that you made with Fisher was incredible. Like, I feel like you guys deserved to rise just because of that trade.
We should
yeah,
talk about that trade on every show for the rest of the season, just to remind Fish that was one of the worst trades in the
he
history of
gave
this league.
Laporta,
We, for nothing. For nothing.
Who did you trade for Laporta?
Who
Miles
was it?
Sanders, like
Miles Sanders.
and
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was bad of Fish.
Terrible.
So let's start by just kind of doing a little round robin. Like, how's everyone feeling about their team at this point in time? How are you feeling for the playoffs? Do you feel like you have any key players that are falling or rising? Like, let's start with Klein.
I mean, ever since Wolfson came on the podcast and said that I don't know what I'm doing with football, I went on a 6-game win streak. I did drop one to Fish this week. Very disappointing, but I'm feeling good. I'm going to be in the playoffs for sure. I don't know if I have enough to go the distance, but I'm definitely going to be in the playoffs.
Wolves' team sucks.
Wolfson's
I
team is
agree.
weird. There's a lot
Overhyped.
of synergies. Like they can really just pop off, but they're not like I don't know if they can string together a bunch of good weeks in a row. But they could drop 150 on any given week.
For sure. So can
What
any
about,
team.
what about you, Freddie?
Team's a little bit all over the place right now. I think we made a good adjustment with the swapping of Sam Howell. I got him instead of Kirk Cousins. So that was a bummer when he went down, but we definitely have had some lucky pickups with not lucky, like everyone thinks it's luck, but you know, we put in the bets, we put in the wagers to get Thielen. So yeah, that was on purpose.
What?
John.
Yeah,
Um,
what's the doing right now?
he's coasting right now, but he could be heated up by the time playoffs come. You know what? I don't think we have like any like really big star players. I just think we have like across the whole depth of the roster, there's just a lot of good players, and they add up every week. So it's like one player plays bad, another player plays good. We don't rely on like any single player on our team specifically.
Are you
Besides,
worried that a lot of your stars, like I'm looking at Saquon and Devontae particularly, are on kind of like broken teams right now?
They won't trade
I haven't
Devontae.
really looked
They
into
won't
it
trade
too.
him.
I haven't really looked into it too much. Like I'm not that worried about though.
But why
The
won't
only
you trade Devontae?
Why would I trade Devontae? Who did you want to get? You wanted to give me like Justin Fields when I got Sam Howell
No, I
on.
wanted to give you Dak Prescott.
Oh yeah. Oof.
Put up 40 last week.
All right. Against the Giants. Wow, that's great.
I will say, I think for a football sports team, I feel like we're feeling good right now, but like there's one issue we have with our team, and that's like a lot of our star players are on bad teams with bad offenses, which I feel like
That's
just
actually
scares the
better.
hell out of
But like
me.
garbage time, especially for receivers,
I
like doesn't
know,
matter.
but just like Jonathan Taylor is on a shit team with a shit
I
offense. Aaron Jones, same deal. I think Justin Herbert is actually a bad quarterback. I watch every Chargers game now, and he's
all right,
terrible. But
that's a hot take.
he is a good fantasy player right now. But he just there are at least like 4 or 5 80-yard Keenan touchdowns that just left on the table because Herbert can't throw an accurate
I mean, Herbert's got
ball.
like he's kind of in a fantasy sweet spot though, because he's really good at football and his defense absolutely stinks.
Yeah, so they're always just trying to throw with that team.
Always slinging the ball.
And their running back is primarily a receiver too. Like or lots of receiving yards. Like that helps so much. I don't think there's any and they're gunning for a playoff spot. Like they need to play well each week up through the end of the season. You're chilling.
Yeah,
Herbert.
Yeah,
all
that's a
right.
good point. Yeah.
We've got like a ridiculous amount of parity in the league outside of, the historically atrocious Reed. But who do you think out of the 5-win and above teams is the biggest fraud?
Wolfson.
You think Wilson's the number one fraud?
Wolfson's the number one fraudulent team by far. And it's annoying because he kept saying, "Oh, the evil empire's back." What evil empire? His team sucks.
I think that Rob has a little bit of a fraud team, honestly. And he's like in playoff contention, right? I think he might be in 4th place. When I look at his team, I don't like, I feel like his team was carried in the beginning of the season by like Raheem Mostert. And I just like, I don't know. I look at that team and I don't see like anything great.
I mean, Ridley came out of the gate hot, but kind of stinks. And he's currently starting 2 Miami running backs, which is pretty wild.
Oh, he does have Achan. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Harold and Kumar.
So,
like
okay.
Homes, like everyone else on that team is.
I agree with Freddie.
Feldman and I track some advanced statistics. One of them is like your all play win percentage. You guys ever look at that?
No.
All right. So all play is, imagine if every single week you played every single team. And then that's like your percentage of matches you would win. The luckiest team, so the team with the best record and the lowest all-win percentage, is currently Harold and Kumar. And the team that the most unlucky team by that metric right now is Wolfson.
It's not Reed.
It's not Reed.
How are you calculating this metric?
That's ridiculous.
Imagine every single week you played 11 different teams and like it counted as 11 separate games. And you just add them up throughout the season, your overall record, then you have like a win percentage. So right now, sorry.
No, you can go.
Right now, in first place is Football Sports Team. We're at 72% all play win percentage. Falter is in second. Falter and Freddie are in second place, 61%. And then Wolfson's in third with 58%. Or Wolfson and Klein are tied at 58%. And then the bottom is Ollie at 20%.
Way to pick
is second to last.
Really? Like, I feel like Reed's team is still like just getting so cocked by every week he gets on the scoreboard. I feel so bad.
I mean, he's only got like 65 points less than
I checked. I've been blessed. Like on the other end, like people haven't really been scoring that much. Like if we swap mine reschedule, I would be 6-4 and he would be 4-6. Like that's just like
that's tough.
Yeah. So fuck this.
I did look back through the history of our leagues. If Reed loses 2 more games, even if not, he doesn't have to lose 2 in a row. If he just loses 2 more in general, he will have the worst season in the history of our entire league.
No way. Who had other worst season?
I think it was 3-10, which has happened like multiple times.
No. Johnny literally like 2 years ago, like went 1 win in the regular season.
2 wins.
No, I think they ended with 3.
22. No, don't count the playoffs. Like no one was. You just had like 2 wins in the playoff bracket.
No, because there was there was 13 regular season games up until last year.
Okay,
you talking 2021?
2021. Johnny TMZ
right.
regular season 1-13.
They did. They have won.
Don't worry, John. You're still the worst.
Yeah, you're still the worst. Sorry, buddy. Okay, so he has to win 2 of the next games to not be tied for the worst season ever.
I still think it's possible Ollie gets mayoed.
Same. 100%.
I think it's very possible.
Do they play each other? Do Reed and Ollie play each other before the season ends?
Yeah, they do. I checked. I forget which week though.
That is awesome.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah. I think it's like how many weeks are there in the season? 14?
14.
I think it's like week 13 then. I don't think it's the last week of the season.
They play week 13. Oh, that would be huge.
I play Ollie this week and then Reed the week after.
You have a real tough schedule left.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I do want to circle back really quickly on Noah's comments about Oliver being a terrible trade partner. it's beyond measure how stupid he's been a trader. I personally think that last year the trade he made with who was it? With Johnny. Johnny, do you remember that trade you made with Oliver last year? Because I don't. You absolutely like you that was the biggest trade rape in the history of our league. You BF'd him, dude.
Yeah.
What was the
what was the
trade?
trade again? You got Jamar, I know.
I forgot who he sent him, but it wasn't anything good.
You gave him like Marquise Brown and like James Conner or something like that, and you got like Jamar out of it. It was really bad.
Yeah, terrible.
And I think Oliver is scarred from that. And I don't think he's willing to make a trade this season because he just can't live with the fact that he might be on the wrong side of a trade again this year. So it's just not going to be possible to make a trade with him. So I've made him so many just reasonable offers over the course of the season. Week 3, I believe it was. Week 2. After T. Higgins had 8 drops, 0 points, 8 targets, 0 catches. And Garrett Wilson had a touchdown and 70 yards. I obviously was trying to offload Garrett Wilson, but I did offer him Garrett Wilson for T. And he just, scoffed. He was just kind of a dick about it, it's really hurt. Like that kind of like added salt to the wound. So, whatever. And then 2 weeks ago, I have Kittle on a bye, and I have Tyler Boyd, who has never even come close to starting on my team. And I noticed that he does have T. Higgins and Burrow. So I reach out to him and I say, hey, I have Tyler Boyd, who might be of value to you in case T. Higgins goes down. Can I get your backup tight end? And he just was like, LOL, we're looking for a permanent solution or something stupid like that. And he didn't do it. And then the next day, T. Higgins pulled his hamstring in practice and has not played since. It's just.
All right. I've got not to pivot, but out of the 4 teams that are 5-5, well, 5 teams that are 5-5, which one do you think has the best odds of making the playoffs? So we got TMZ, Punch Yo Bitch, Fisher Fest, Nomo and Crowan, Wolfson.
Wait, I'll join right back. I got to take this.
I think Wolfson has the best chance.
Even though you think he's the biggest fraud.
No, I don't. I think the opposite. I think my statistics say he's actually the most unlucky team.
All right. So who did you say was the biggest fraud?
Biggest fraud? I would say it's kind of, and I don't mean this to be throwing shade, but I would say it's kind of a tie right now between Bedro and Johan, or I would say probably Bedro and Johan. I think their team is the weakest. But the thing is
he makes the
I don't mean this to like say on my high horse, because I actually thought that they had one of the best drafts after draft day. So like if there's a universe that exists where I would have drafted that team. But I do think that right now it's the thinnest team. There are just some players on there that just didn't pan out at all. Bijan is just he's not going to do it. Christian Watson is actually bad. And then all they have is AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, which is getting them some wins, but it's not possible for them to win a championship.
Wait, you think TMZ has no chance?
No.
I'm with TMZ. I'm with TMZ for making the playoffs.
You think TMZ is going to make the playoffs?
All right, so they play Oliver, but out of the 5-5 teams, like why not?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Like there's got to be one of them, and they're hot. And to be honest, I feel bad already, but like I played TMZ week 13, and I think I do. I forget which week. Like all my players are on buys. Like 8 or 9 of my starters are on buys, and then he also plays Oliver.
Interesting.
That's 2 wins right there, and then he has a matchup against the TMZ plays Wolfson's team too. So depending on that, but I think it's a toss between those 2 teams.
You don't like Wolfson's team that much, Freddie?
No, I do. I'm just like, I don't know. Like Wilson's team is so predicated on like just like a few players, and if they have a bad week, I don't think like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, who do you think is the favorite then to win it all?
Baker.
I'm gonna say Baker and Feldman. Yeah.
If the team that I'm the most scared of is UConn, honestly. When I look at your team, I'm like, holy shit, this team can drop like 200 points in any given week. And I
feel
feel like
better
you have
about my team than I do. I think I have a good team. I don't think I have an elite team though. I've gone under 104 times, which is kind of a lot for like an
How do you
elite.
how do you feel about all the juice or all the mess, all the shit that's going on with Buffalo right now?
I have no idea what to say. They fired their OC, which scares the crap out of me because they never
Yeah.
ran the ball before, which was amazing. So now I'm a little worried. But like their defense isn't good enough to stop Josh Allen from throwing. Like no OC is gonna come in and be like, we're gonna win by running the ball. Which is gonna be
Yeah.
interesting to see.
Another thing I forgot to say about Beecher's team, and I don't mean to shit on his team. I just do think his team is one of the weakest for 5-5. He also did lose Mike Williams, who I thought would have had a great season.
But like that's a classic pick of like a guy that goes down every year. Like, do you really feel that bad? Like, do you think it would have
I
made
don't feel
such a
that
difference?
bad.
He's never finished a year, has he?
No, he hasn't. And they had him
Terrible.
last year too.
Yeah, I mean, you know what you're going for. That's like Rob drafting Raheem Mostert, except that actually, for some reason, he's elite and apparently fine.
Is Rob starting both of them this week?
He is. They are playing the Raiders though. That's not as bad of a play as I thought.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They could beat up on him.
Wait, is it Mostert and On-Chain starting?
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of them.
Oh wow. That's a bold move.
It is a bold move.
Who's
Who's he playing this week? Yeah. He's playing. He's playing Reed. Yeah, great.
Freddie, what is
Great time to experiment.
Freddie,
He's projected to lose, so
what does the division of labor look like between you and Falter, Fredericks?
Oh, the question we've all wanted to know this whole time.
Because your team is so quiet throughout the season, and I never know.
yeah. No, it's meant to be quiet. We're just a well-oiled machine. That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
So much secrecy.
So much secrecy.
Yeah. You know what? I don't care. We're winning. You guys keep referring to it as Falter's team, but you know.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, I only have a couple
Join
more.
that if anything.
I have to do a couple of things, and I think people won't even watch the full 30 minutes if we do 30 minutes. But I would just like to say a couple things. One, Baker chirping us in the group chat definitely ignited a fire under us, I gotta say, and we fucking have showed out since he said first time scoring over 100. Granted, we gave their team a scare, fair enough, but we're fucking back and we're ready to take over this league. And two, Wolfson's team sucks. Like I've been saying this entire time. I think the team blows and he relies on like two teams to play well. And the evil empire is not back and it's just not an empire anymore. And another thing I want to say is that Morris acts like he doesn't care, but he fucking cares about fantasy.
He cares.
He cares so much.
He doesn't care
so much.
Cares. And one more thing, Johan doesn't watch football, so his team sucks. Sorry, Vidro, but your team. Those are the last things I wanted to say.
All right, before we end this, I feel like everyone's got to go with one hot take for the rest of the season.
All right.
Somebody lead us off.
One hot take I have, I think we've seen the last good Oliver team years ago.
Did he have
He used
good
to be
teams?
a perennial playoff contender, and I just don't see that happening again. They swing big at guys that suck every year.
My hot take is that Kaplan and Oliver leave the league after this year. If they get Sacco. That's my hot take.
All right, hot take. Baker and Feldman. You guys still haven't won a playoff game, right? Ever?
No. We had a bye only time going to the playoffs.
I think you keep that streak alive. I don't think you guys win a playoff game this year.
I agree with
That's
that too. I'll
fair.
on that.
That's fair. It's the playoffs are like a totally separate thing. They're totally independent. It's so possible. That's why I'm not getting too excited. Although I
Freddie,
do
hot
think I
take.
had the best team too.
I'm gonna go team mid winning it all.
No way.
Perfect. Love it. Let's end on that. All right.
I gotta juice up fine a little bit.
All right.
All right.
See you guys. Chat
Good night.
soon.
See ya.